But why? Hello and welcome to FCTR. I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about WWE Backlash 2023. In particular, what on earth is going on with that show? We'll dive into that in a little bit, but before we dive into that, please hit subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts on Backlash down in the comments below, and I'll try and reply to every single one of them as we dive into what is potentially the weirdest show I can remember in recent memory in terms of just a card. So I think there's a big issue going on right now following WrestleMania 39, a big issue with WWE, and that is momentum. I think looking at where we are now in the landscape of WWE, where all the stars have aligned, I think we can already retroactively look back at Cody losing to Roman as a big mistake. And I say it is a big mistake because you look at the card for Backlash, the premium live event that is following WrestleMania 39, and everything is so inconsequential. We don't really care about a lot of this stuff. I think it's very sort of detrimental, this show in general. I think it's not looking good on paper. Take, for instance, Brock versus Cody. You cannot tell me that Brock and Cody would not have been elevated with the title. With the title, that match means so much more. You've got that looming threat of Brock who comes in and just beats people. He beat, Kofi. He beat, Ricochet. He beat all these people that we love. There's a looming chance that he could take the WWE Championship from Cody at his first try. But now you've removed that. That doesn't feel as special. Kevin Owens, Riddle, and Sami Zayn taking on the Bloodline feels like something from a year ago. It doesn't feel like it's progressed. And then the two big matches that stick out like a sore thumb to me, looking at this card, currently there's 5 matches announced. Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega. Coming off a match of the year contender, is this how you want to showcase your SmackDown Women's Champion? Putting her into a feud with Zelina Vega, who, I'm going to be brutally honest, the last match that I can remember her having was winning the Queen of the Ring. Which was, I don't know how long ago that was. I literally cannot remember the last Zelina Vega match that I watched. And then the other match that was announced tonight, Seth Rollins versus Omos. Where did that come from? They've not even crossed paths that I can remember. So just where are they coming up with these ideas from? And it's to keep people spinning. It's to keep people busy, rather than they don't have a top title to go for because it's held by Roman, and whoever faces Roman isn't going to win. You've got the looming presence of the draft. You've got the looming presence of the business deals going on behind, and we don't know what's happening with that. And therefore it has stalled, and we've gone from this huge peak of interest at WrestleMania. Cody winning the championship, the Usos losing their championships, Rhea Ripley winning, Bianca Belair winning, Logan Paul. All this huge excitement has just tumbled off a cliff because of one decision, I think, to keep the titles on Roman. I think that is the what's the word? That's the epicenter. The epicenter of all these problems is the titles are still on Roman, and people don't have enough to do. Like, you look at the United States Championship match, Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed. Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory's been done to death. Absolutely done to death. And I get throwing a Bronson Reed in there might spice things up a little bit. But it's played out, and people can't vie for the top championships anymore. They fall because no one is on Roman's level. And I think not having the belts has really hurt a lot of WWE storytelling. And I think that's the big issue with this card. Now, granted, I think the Brock and Cody match is going to be great. I think the Bad Bunny Dominic Mysterio stuff is probably going to be great. And I think whatever Intercontinental Championship match they put on this card will be great. But you look at where we were with the Bloodline story and how it was just oozing like just intrigue and interest, and everyone was talking about the Bloodline story. That is gone. And I do believe it's because Cody didn't win. Because now we're spinning wheels. We're spinning wheels until I don't know what good a draft's going to do either. We've got the drafts before Backlash, which again is another really weird decision. Why didn't you do the draft straight after WrestleMania? Why are you doing it the week before a show when people are going to swap brands? So say like Bobby Lashley could move to SmackDown, Bronson Reed stays on Raw, and Austin Theory stays on Raw. They're all going to be interacting at the pay-per-view anyway. So what's the point? Why not do it after Backlash or do it before Backlash? Like the Raw after Mania, you do the draft. So I think WWE, for all the goodwill that they've had in this Triple H regime, which I think has been good, it's been a huge improvement from Vince. I think the decision at the end of WrestleMania 39 has truly hurt the momentum of the company. And it's very disheartening, the future, because I don't know what the future holds. Like, I'm not looking forward to another year of Roman Reigns as champion. I just can't bring myself to get excited for that. And it's the thought of people like your Seth Rollinses, like Cody Rhodes, like, I'm blanking on people, AJ Styles, who are going to be lowered down because they're not going to be the ones to beat Roman. And instead we're going to get meaningless matches that just go nowhere. Like, what is Seth Rollins versus Omos supposed to do? What's the point in that match? What is to be achieved by that? Because Omos lost at WrestleMania, Seth Rollins won at WrestleMania. So if Omos beats Rollins, that'll make Rollins look good. And if Rollins beats Omos, then cool, I guess. It's just, it's weird. It's really weird. And I'm nervous for the future of WWE. We'll see how this show turns out. Hopefully it'll be a banger of a show because Triple H has always knocked it out of the parks with his pay-per-views. But we shall see. We'll see where it goes from here. Maybe I'm being a bit negative, but yeah, this card doesn't fill me with optimism for the future of WWE. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll try and reply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.